Hello, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. Today's video is a record label spotlight. So I was going to do this a while ago. I can't remember what other channel did a Divebomb record spotlight, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea, and I have a lot of stuff that he did not show. So there's a couple things in here, as you can see, that I had to get directly from some of the artists because they were already sold out. There's a few things that have been sold out that that I do still need. Chastain, Seventh of Never, and Voice of the Cult. And what was the other one? Oh, although I have the original noise version of it, I would like the Watchtower remaster that Divebomb did. Watchtower Control and Resistance, which is one of the greatest weird prog metal albums of all time. So let's start with this. This is, well, wait one second. I was going to show people. Let me find a logo which is easier to see. So that's the Divebomb logo. I don't know if it's going to focus, but all of their albums have that little bomb in the top corner, kind of like a certain other label has a little skull in the corner. The one thing with Divebomb that I will give to them over every other reissue thing, you know, music on CD, Bad Reputation, Rock Candy, is that they have an amazing guy doing all the remastering. His name is Jamie King. Let me double check to make sure I'm giving credit where credit is due. Yeah, Jamie King at Basement Studios in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And Matt just does a fantastic job getting all this information together. I'll show you a few of these, but mainly every album will not only have lyrics, but they'll have either interviews or articles from that era when the albums came out, or a combination of both. They'll always have lyrics. There was one album that they were gonna put out that they canceled, that they would have actually put lyrics in there even though the lyrics were never originally put in. So just top-notch production. The mastering is fantastic. I haven't ever heard a Divebomb album where I thought that is too damn hot. It's, you know, loudness wars or anything like that. So sound-wise, they're just fantastic, which Rock Candy is not. But then the layout, all the stuff you get with it, even if it's a little bit more minimal, it's going to be way more than some of those. So this one I had to order directly from Ken Nardi. And honestly, I think I reached out to him and asked him if he had that and his first solo album. And I think he sent me both of these for free, really. I tried to give him money, but he was just being generous, and I thank you, Ken, because I would have never received this, especially seeing as he got all four guys who were in the band on their first two albums to sign it before he sent it off. So that is fantastic. And this has the Suffering Hour and the Reason album. And I'll just give you a little bit of an example of what these booklets look like. So they'll have usually a foreword by the band members or some kind of little blurb. Then there's a thing about the first album, all the lyrics, a bunch of photos. Yeah, and they, even though they have a bunch of pages with photos, they don't, you know, like some of those labels will have all these photos, but then leave out either lyrics or interviews or any liner notes. Little blurb on Reason, and if you have not heard Anacrusis, do yourself a favor and go out and buy at least the Reason album. That thing is amazing. Actually, all 4 of their albums are amazing. It's just there are certain albums that I really like better than the first album, but the first album has been growing on me. But Reason is fantastic. What they did on this one is they re-recorded all of the first 2 albums and re-released it in this 2-disc digipack. And Ken's voice still holds up, and but Metal Blade reissued all 4 of their discs, remastered them, and put them out just last year. So if you have not heard Anacrusis, pick them up. This is kind of a deep cuts of metal also, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to show in here that I don't see a lot of people looking at, but mainly this is a Divebomb spotlight. So this is Ken's solo album that when did this come out? 2016. I've only listened to this a couple times. I'm really bad at names of songs and stuff like that, unless I've listened to it for the last 30 years. This is the closest thing to a new Anacrusis album that we're going to get. I've already pre-ordered his next album that's coming out, and that is actually the closest to an Anacrusis album. This is a little bit more light, not quite as metal, and the new one sounds a bit more like later Anacrusis. And this is actually a 2-disc set. So I think that one's out of print. I'll tell you which ones aren't on their website anymore to buy, that is. The next one is Betsy. I think, oh God, who gave me this? I can't remember his name. Rob. I know his name is Rob, but I can't remember his channel. But Betsy used to sing with Bitch, and this originally was a Metal Blade album that, they even have the Metal Blade logo on there too. So also all of these come usually with bonus tracks, either demos or remixes or something like that. But yeah, there's Betsy. I've only listened to that a couple times. Not one of my favorites, but it's Divebomb. So here's where we get into some of the more recent stuff that I've picked up. Chastain's, what album is it? What's this called? Mystery of Illusion. So a little bit of a bit of trivia. Fred Curry from Cinderella actually played drums on this album. Then after this album, he went and joined Cinderella, and then they got Ken Mary on drums. There's an album after this that Shrapnel still have in print. I can't remember what that album is called. Let me check. So the album that's in print by Shrapnel is Ruler of the Wasteland, and then Divebomb did Seventh of Never and Voice of the Cult, which I do not have, which I really want. And then they did this album, For Those Who Dare, which was on Roadrunner. I think this was the first one that they did for Roadrunner. And I think after this one, they may have left Roadrunner. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, they went to Leviathan, which was, I believe, David T. Chastain's album, or label, sorry. So this one Ken Mary doesn't play on, but he does on Voice of the Cult, and let me double check that. Yeah, he does on Voice of the Cult. So basically from their second, third, fourth album, and then their fifth one, they have a whole new rhythm section with David T. Chastain and the vocalist Leather. She was in it from the beginning. After this one, she leaves and they have another singer. Can't remember what her name was. Something French, I think. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever listened to this, and I just bought this a week ago. I bought actually all the Chastain related stuff within the last week. So here's one where I was on the fence if I wanted this. This is Chastain Jenkins, Skimmerhorn, and God, what's his last name? What was it? Chastain, Jenkins, Skimmerhorn, and Sharp. So they weren't very original. They decided they were going to use their last initials, kind of like HSAS. I owned this on vinyl, and I remember liking it enough to pick it up. Then I listened to it, and I was like kind of on the fence. But when I was ordering stuff, I thought, you know what? I'm already ordering a couple other things. I might as well get these two. And so it's Mad Gone World. Sorry, World Gone Mad. Mad Gone World, I think, is an Overkill song. And then Praise the Loud. So here, I remember this picture on the first album, those pictures. But what we did not see, let me show you one of the greatest, most ridiculous shirts ever. So it is actually on Praise the Loud. So they did this album kind of finding their footing. And then they did Praise the Loud. What they didn't think about was what they were going to wear in these band photos. Shit, where is it? I was just laughing my ass off about this because there is a couple band photos of the guitarist and the singer that I could not stop laughing. I showed it to my wife. Okay. So first you get the singer in this photo. Okay, look at the rest of the band. You know, they're all right. So the singer, what is this outfit that he's wearing, and you know, or lack of outfit? And I thought that's just like a weird pose and position. But then I see David T. Chastain's shirt. What the fuck is actually going on? David, what the hell were you thinking? That is the worst. Look, his nipples are popping through like the slits on that shirt. Why did he think that was... Why did both of these guys think this was a bright idea? Look at that. Oh my God. And just so you all know, if anybody is going to mark this as having nudity, that is David Chastain. It is a man. Oh my God, that's just crazy. Sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you, David, but that shirt, you have to admit, is a fashion don't. So yeah, CJSS. 2 albums I'm hoping I really like. I've listened to part of this, but I had to get Trouble Manic Frustrations today, so I had to take it out. the next band I've showed a little bit before, but I haven't showed the complete discography that I have. So we have Cyclone Temple, Land of the Greed, Home of the Depraved. This is a lot of demos that they did in 89, 91, and a couple songs live. I believe their original singer sings on some of those demos, and or all the demos, but I believe a couple songs were then put on their second album, which was My Friend Lonely, with the Building Errors in the Machine EP. So this one is still available. All the Chastain and CJSS are available. I think this one, My Friend Lonely, is sold out. This had a different singer. I think this had actually two different singers on it. Yeah, because they had a different singer on the EP. This first one had Brian Troch, I think his name was Troch. And he was fantastic. The other singers, they were good, but they did not hold a candle to the original singer, which was on the first album. I'll just put it like that. Cyclone Temple, I Hate, Therefore I Am. This album is like almost 100% just awesome. Just kicks my ass every time. It's so great. So, yeah, if you watched my last video, you saw me talking about this, but there you have it. This is awesome. I just really wish it was Ascend from the Cauldron, Deadly Blessing, and I don't think Ski is on this. No, Larry Betson is vocals on this. I'm not sure who from the Ascend from the Cauldron era is still on this. This is a 2-disc version. A lot of demos and a lot of live stuff. And it's pretty good. I just really love Ascend from the Cauldron. That guy's voice was an acquired taste too, but I have that on cassette, which was awesome. But the fact that they did a Deadly Blessing demos and live disc is pretty awesome. They do a series called Divebomb Boot Camp, which actually Epitaph is part of that. So this is a death metal band from Florida, and this is all their demos that they did, which roughly is 8 songs. A few, let's see, one song is done twice on here, but different remixes of said song. The cool thing with this is the band that Tony Teagarden sang in before he did other things, I believe, but then he is best known, by me at least, as the guy who did the death metal vocals on Cynic's Focus album, because Paul couldn't do the death metal vocals anymore. That's why he did the vocodery kind of weird vocals. But Tony did a fantastic job of all the death metal vocals on Cynic Focus, and just the way he sings How Could I on that is awesome. But if you like his death metal vocals on Cynic Focus, you will love this. This is not as... Think of this as kind of like more of a death, leprosy kind of era type of death metal. It's been a while since I listened to it, so I could be off a little bit. But, yeah. Here is a weird one that I haven't listened to this in a while. This has vocals on it. This is basically the rhythm section from Confessor. That drummer is Steve Shelton, I think his name is. Just amazing. And Confessor Condemned is, that's like a perfect doom metal for people that are just messed up in the head like me. I mean, it's doom metal with a singer who sings really high, with more fucking odd time than you can shake a stick at. And Shelton and the bass player played in this. Let me make sure who I am. This is one of the more minimal ones. So this is actually kind of against what I said. This is not a ton of stuff. I really wish they had lyrics in here, but this has not only, let's see. No, I think this is, yeah, this thing came out some other way at one point. Yeah, sorry I didn't do a lot of research on this one. This is an enhanced CD, Fly Machine, live in Rayleigh. I did not know that. So I'll have to plop that in my computer or something like that and watch it. Watching Shelton is amazing. So this is kind of like Confessor, but with vocals that aren't quite as in the stratosphere and stuff like that, and not quite as crazy. Next one, which I had on cassette when it was on Roadrunner, is Leather Shockwaves. She is the singer from Chastain, and this album is so good. I actually like this better than all the Chastain stuff. I think it's because I listened to this one more than all of those other ones, but her voice on this, her vibrato, her power is just amazing. This is Leather at the top of her game, in my opinion. And then, so that came out in like 89 or something like that. Let me see. 88. Let's find out. Yeah, 89. So this came out in 89. And then, let's see. 2018, we got Leather 2. Her voice is a lot more rough and rugged. Of course, I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like, was that 30 years almost? 29 years between albums. But this one, well, sorry everyone, this one's out of stock or out of print now. This one I think they have on sale for $6.99. So if you're a fan of Chastain, give it a shot. I can't remember who plays on it. A lot of guys that I don't know, but she has basically 2 guitars, drums and bass. So yeah, I've listened to this like once or twice so far. I've only had it for like 6 days, so give me a break. If you like Cynic and you like really, basically if you like Cynic, try out Mindwork. They have both of them. I think they're both $6.99 or something like that. This is their first one. This came out in 2013, and this one, no, looks like they both came out in 2013. Well, this one, I believe, is the first one. I'm not 100% sure. The funny thing is, I say, listen, if you like Cynic, but they do a version of Euroboric Forms on this album. So that goes to show you exactly where their influence comes from. Pretty damn good. I've listened to them about 2 or 3 times each. I really like the second one better than the first one, if I remember correctly. I I listen to a lot of stuff and then I move on to the next thing. But okay, these are two albums that I've talked about before, and I know what I'm talking about when I say Reverend, The World Won't Miss You is fantastic. So this is basically the singer from Metal Church, David Wayne, with the band Heretic. And Mike Howe, who went on to sing in Metal Church after David Wayne left, was in Heretic. So basically they just switched singers. Granted, only the bass player and the one guitarist, Brian Corbin, ended up playing in this. I think, let's see. Yeah, David Wayne, Stuart Fuji, or no, Dennis O'Hara, and Brian Corbin. Dennis O'Hara and Brian Corbin were from Heretic, and yeah. By the second album, it's only David Wayne and Brian Corbin from the original lineup, and Jason Ian, who I think, I might be wrong, but I thought that was Scott Ian's brother. I could be wrong about that, though. So this one, which is called Play God, this has bonus live tracks. And World Won't Miss You also has the bonus 4-song EP that they did. I think the EP came out actually before the full-length album. But if you like Metal Church, if you like Heretic, get this one at least. This one is fantastic too, but this one blows me away. This is almost 100%. I don't know why I sold the cassette long ago, because that's how I had it originally. It was on cassette. So awesome. So awesome. Yep. I'm going to show these in reverse order because I know a lot less about this. It is Slave Raider, What Do You Know About Rock and Roll? Which this is the second album that they did after they got taken into Jive Records, I believe it was. And then I want to say this originally showed up on MCA. I remember having the cassette of this, and it doesn't hold a candle to their first album, which I listened to today a couple times because I just got it in the mail. And that one is Take the World by Storm. This, if you are a Minnesota person in the 80s, you know exactly who Slave Raider were if you were into heavier music or into music, or even watched the Twins win the Super Bowl, because they took Take the World by Storm and kind of did a Twins fight song for one of those two Super Bowls. One of the two World Series times. I think it was the one. Yeah, it was the one. God, I know they won in 91 World Series. I think it was 87 or 88 or something like that. I can't remember. I'm not much of a sports guy. But they did, they changed the lyrics to Take the World by Storm, Twin Cities, or something like that. But this had a guy named Chainsaw Kane, Letitia Ray, who played bass in Slave Raider, also played bass with one of my brothers in a band for a few years. It was just a cover band that I would help out and stuff. But she is a monster bass player and a great vocalist. And just, I kind of wish they would have had her as the lead vocalist. But Chainsaw had this personality that was just kind of infectious. I never saw them live. I've just seen him perform on videos and stuff like that. But I listened to this album today, and I was just... The funny thing is, Make Some Noise was their video that they did. They should have had Long Away From Home, Burning Too Hot. They're, you know, I mean, I'm not sure if they ever did a Take the World by Storm video, but I mean, that song is great. In the scheme of things, the band is not something I normally would really get into, but I had this album on cassette in 8th grade, I think, in '86. So I was 14 or something like that, and I just loved the hell out of it. And I don't know what the hell happened to my cassette. I probably sold it. Like, I used to sell stuff like crazy, but that cassette or the CDs or the vinyl, the original ones go for a lot. And I really wish they would have also put the original mix on this, because they took, I believe they took the remix that Jive Records did with Chris Tanganris or something like that. I can't remember what his name is. Thin Lizzy mix producer or whatever. But they remixed, and there's a couple things that aren't quite as loud as I remember them. But of course, Jamie King does a great production or mastering job and stuff like that. So I will leave you with this as the final Divebomb CD. So hopefully you saw something you like, and or check out Divebomb. I mean, the order that I did for this, I think I ordered it on Saturday, and I just got it now. No, it must have been like, no, maybe it was last Wednesday. I don't know. It was less than a week, and I got it. Their indie merch site also sends shit out really fast too. So great shipping, really fast turnover, and Matt's a really great guy. I've talked to him quite a bit. So check out Divebomb, and if you haven't seen something that it piques your interest in this video, then I'm not sure what my next video should be. Actually, I know what's my next video. It's going to be probably a deep cuts of metal. So take it easy. Bye-bye.